Have you ever wondered how much meaning can be packed into a single letter? Well, today, we're going to find out. We are diving deep into one ancient character that's believed to hold secrets about everything from the breath of life to a hidden mathematical puzzle. I mean, really think about it. For us, a letter is usually just a sound, right? A piece of a word. But what if a letter could be a whole idea, a symbol just overflowing with layers of meaning? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore. All right, so let's kick things off. We're talking about the letter Hey. It's the fifth letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and even the sound it makes, Hey, it's kind of like a soft exhale, a little whisper of breath. So at its very core, Hey is all about breath. Some say it symbolizes the very breath of God. And what comes with that divine breath? Revelation. The idea that something new, something profound is being revealed. It also represents the number 5, and trust me, that number is going to be a huge deal later on. Okay, now you gotta look closely here. You see that little opening on the bottom left of the Hey? That tiny gap is, well, it's everything. It's what keeps it from looking like these other letters, Chet and Tav. And that little opening isn't just a design choice, it is absolutely central to its meaning. So how does a shape, a simple drawing, actually mean something like revelation? Well, this is the really cool part, where the letters form and its actual job in the language just click together perfectly. Picture this. The shape of Hey is often thought of as a little house, and that gap we were just talking about, that's the open window. It's such a powerful image, isn't it? A space for divine breath, for blessings, for new ideas to just flow right in. And get this whole idea is baked right into its grammar. When you stick a Hey, pronounced ha, in front of a Hebrew word, it acts like a spotlight. It turns a generic word like earth into the earth. It takes heavens and makes it the heavens. It reveals a specific thing out of all the possibilities. So simple, but so powerful. Okay, but it doesn't stop there. Things get even more fascinating when we get back to that number, the number 5. In this system of thought, 5 is deeply tied to the idea of divine favor, or what you might call grace. You know, maybe the most famous example of this is the story of Abram and Sarai. After this life-altering encounter with God, what's the physical sign of their new destiny? The letter Hey is added to both of their names. Abram becomes Abraham, Sarai becomes Sarah, H. The interpretation here is that God is literally breathing his grace, his essence, right into their identity. I mean, the text itself just lays it all out. This wasn't just a simple name change. It was a total recreation, giving them a new purpose. And it's all symbolized by adding this one single letter. And this connection between 5 and grace, it just pops up all over the place once you start looking for it. We've got 5 fingers on a hand, 5 senses. There are the 5 books of the Torah. And think about David facing Goliath. He picks up 5 smooth stones. Not 4, not 6, 5. It's seen as a symbol of relying on divine favor. The source even points out this wild pattern where characters like Noah and Ruth find grace on the 5th time their name is mentioned. Okay, but this next part, this is where it gets absolutely mind-bending. The letter Hey is also seen as the secret key to solving what, for thousands of years, looked like a straight-up mathematical mistake in the Bible. So, the scene is from the book of 1 Kings. It's describing this huge, circular, bronze basin for Solomon's temple. And the measurements are spelled out very clearly. 10 cubits across and 30 cubits around. Now, wait a second. For anybody who remembers some basic geometry, that should set off some serious alarm bells. A diameter of 10 and a circumference of 30? Does that sound right to you? Yeah, exactly, because we all know about pi, right? It's that crazy number that starts with 3.14, so a 10-cubit diameter should give you a circumference of about 31.4 cubits, not 30. For centuries, this was just seen as a simple rounding error in the text. But what if the clue to fixing the error was hidden in the words themselves? And here it is, the critical clue. The Hebrew word for line is kav, but in this one specific verse, it's spelled differently. There's an extra letter tacked on the end. And what letter do you think it is? Of course, it's Hey, the letter that means revelation. It's basically the text waving a giant flag saying, hey, look closer. So here's how the proposed solution works. It's brilliant. You take the stated circumference, 30. Then you create a correction ratio using the numerical values, the gematria of the 2 different spellings. You multiply 30 by 111 over 106, and what do you get? 31.415. That is an unbelievably accurate value for the circumference. The error wasn't an error at all. It was the key to the whole puzzle. So let's just take a breath ourselves and think about the journey we've just been on with this one tiny letter. I mean, we started with something as simple as breath. Then we saw it act as a grammatical spotlight, a sign of divine grace placed in a person's name, and finally, a secret key that unlocks a precise mathematical formula. It's an absolutely incredible amount of meaning to pack into one symbol. And that really just leaves you wondering, doesn't it? Whether you see this as divine code or an amazing system of human interpretation, it has to make you think. If one single letter can hold all of that, what other secrets, what other worlds are just waiting to be discovered, hidden right there beneath the surface of the words we see every day?